Hi soul travelers, and welcome back to another video. Today I am making my morning ritual of cacao and mushy mushrooms. We are going to make a beautiful cup of cacao with some added medicine to it, and always starting off with cleansing the space, cleansing the self, and cleansing all of the ingredients that we are going to be using. So I do everything from the cutting board to the cup that I'm going to be drinking out of, to the kettle that I use as well, and then all of the ingredients. And for myself, when I cleanse, I go around 3 times just for the number 3, the Trinity. And then I cleanse my whole body as well, just to open up the energies, to receive, to channel, and to release anything before we connect with the medicine. Making sure to do the back body as well. And that will just sit right here. This is the cacao we'll be using. As you can see, there's only a little bit left, so it's been very much loved. And this is it. It is in block form. It is the way that I prefer to receive it and use it, so that it is unprocessed as much as possible. So it's a little chunk right now, but it's usually a whole entire circle block. So this is our cacao. And what I do to make this into the cacao that I need is I shave it with a knife. So we've got our knife, our cacao, and we're going to just start shaving it down. And I'll show you what it looks like after I'm done. And there are many different recipes on cacao rituals and how to make your cup of cacao, how much to use. I've been working with it for a few years now, so I don't measure out anything. I just go by intention and intuition and feeling. I'll show you how much I cut off for myself for 1 cup. So that's about as much as I do. It's really fine. It's more shaved than anything else. Maybe a little bit of slivers, but it's really fine. And the reason that I do it like this is because instead of making it in the pot, which is how it is traditionally used or normally made, I'm gonna make everything inside this cup. And the reason that I'm doing that is to not have to clean a little bit more later, but also because it's just me doing the cup of cacao, practicing with the cup of cacao. So if I were to make a big batch of cacao, or even if it was for a couple of people, I would use the pot, but since it's just me, I'm just gonna make everything in this cup. And I am gonna just cut this down just a little bit more. And now we're using a kettle to steam the water. We don't want to boil it. We want to just make it hot enough that the cacao melts beautifully inside of it. So it's going to go on more of a low heat. And as we start to assemble our cacao cup, the water will be ready just in time for that. So taking our cacao and putting it in our cup. Get some light going in here. So taking all of our cacao, putting it in our cup. Nice and shaved. And then what I use for my cacao, everyone makes their cacao different. They may make it different every single day. They might make it different depending on the season. It just depends. So this is my recipe for cacao. I'm going to be using some nutmeg and just one little sprinkle of that. Again, it's all about intuition for myself when I'm making my ritualistic cups of cacao. So sometimes I might do a couple sprinkles, sometimes I might use one herb and not the other. So it's really just paying attention to what your body wants or needs in that moment. Then we've got some star anise. That's what it looks like. Beautiful little star. How awesome that nature is like that. So this is a lot of star anise. What I'll do is I'll usually just pop off one of the little pods. And today I'm feeling like 2 pods, so we're gonna pop off another pod. And star anise and all of the brown herbs really are very potent, so less is a lot more. So again, just a couple of the little pods of star anise. And then next we've got some clove. And clove is so tiny, but again, a little goes a long way. So just one of these is good enough. If you're making a big batch, I would say no more than maybe 2 or 3. And then we've got cardamom. And just seeing which one wants to come out today. So we've got some cardamom pods. You can also use ground cardamom, but I really enjoy using fresh herbs. Next, I'm going to add some rose water, something that may be a little different for people who practice with cacao. Rose is definitely a big ingredient a lot of times for cacao, but I like to use the rose water just a little bit because again, it's very potent, so a little bit goes a long way. And then I like to use the rose petals as a garnish on top. So we've got a little bit in our cap, and then you can see how much I'm putting in. Just a little. And you can hear the kettle starting to go. We're just waiting for it to mist a little bit, and it's starting to do that. You can start seeing the steam. Take it off the heat, and your water's done. So again, we're not trying to boil it, we're just wanting to steam the water. So now for myself, I really enjoy having sticks of cinnamon. It lasts a lot longer in my opinion, because what I do is I take a knife and then I just shave it off. So, but you can also do powdered cinnamon or cinnamon chips. Again, because it is a brown herb, it has a very strong taste, so a little goes a long way. And that's all the cinnamon that we need. And then we have our last ingredient, which we're going to put off to the side. And there's some people who believe that mixing medicine is not the best thing to do. I found that with a lot of different medicines, it depends on how you're working with them. It can be very beneficial to combine them together for a different experience, a more uplifting experience, a more in-depth experience. So we've got that ingredient in there. I will post it on the screen, what we were doing just then. And that's it. That is our complete cup of cacao of all the ingredients that we need. This is what it looks like dry. Nothing fancy yet. And then we've got our steaming water. And we're just gonna slowly begin to add the steaming water into the cup of cacao. Again, we're just wanting to melt the cacao. It's also going to help activate the mushy mushrooms. And then we take our little hand mixer and just mix everything together. And now we are just mixing everything together. As you can see, it's a pretty big cup of cacao. This is what I use for the whole entire day. And you just want to make sure that it's really well mixed, especially at the bottom. And now for the final touch, we add our rose petals. And these rose petals come from my garden. So it's been really nice to connect with the rose bush and being able to have them with my cup of cacao in the morning. Look how beautiful. And with that, I am ready to start my morning. I'm going to do my own personal prayer / blessing that I do every single time that I have a cup of cacao, or really do anything, whether it's food or any kind of medicine. I do the same blessing every single time. And we're going to go do that, pull our cards, and start our day. See you next time.